श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ ईशावास्यम् इदं सर्वम् यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगते तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा घृतः कस्य स्विद्धनम्। The first mantra, Bhashyam, the last paragraph. First mantra, Bhashya, last paragraph. I think page 15, 16. Okay. Athava ma kridaha kasmat kasya svidhanam iti आक्षेपार्थः न कस्यचित् धनम् अस्ति यत् गृह्येत। May you not crave for wealth, possessions, belongings. Why so? Bhashyakar explains. Kasmat, why so? Because kasya svidhanam iti aksheparthaha. The question here, whose indeed is wealth, whose indeed are the belongings? This is in the sense of refutation, to refute, to negate. To whom does it belong? The spirit of the question is here is negating the very sense of possession, possessorhood. Like even where there is karta, there is karma, right? Where there is bhokta, there is bhoga. Where there is doer, there is action. Where there is enjoyer, food is there. There is bhoga, enjoyment, experience, food, experiencing something is there. But so similarly, where there is the notion of ownership, I am the Swami, I am the owner, I am the master, etc. is there. Then there will be possessions will be there. When the possessor or the possessorhood, that notion is there, that possessions will be there. But then, truly speaking, nothing belongs to anybody, really speaking. Why so? That's Bhashyakara says, Nahi na kasyachit dhanam asti. Nobody's, the wealth is nobody's. Nobody owns any of these. Yatu gridhyeta. If at all, if it were there belonging to someone, then one may long to, one may like to possess. Why it is not there? Because Bhashyakara explains, Atma eva idam sarvam iti Īśvara bhavanaya sarvam tyaktam ataha atmanah eva idam sarvam atma eva cha sarvam ataha mithya vishayam gridhim ma karshi ityarthaha. The spirit of the question, the drive of the question is that to point out that Atma eva idam sarvam. All this is Atma. Upanishad, in another Upanishad it says Atmataha. Atmataha idam, Atmataha, everything it says. Everything is from Atma only. Everything is Atma, it is said. Atma va are no Atma va idam agra asi. There is another tradition. Atma alone is there. Atma means the consciousness, the truth, which is Brahma. That alone, Ishvara alone is there. Atma eva idam sarvam. All this verily Atma. Idam sarvam. Bhashyakara reminds what the Upanishad said in the beginning. Īśāvāsyam idam sarvam. So idam sarvam Atma eva. All this verily Ishvara. We remember the example. All the waves are water. All the parts are, that is clay parts. All the clay parts are clay. Like that. All the cotton garments are cotton only. So too, every karya is non-separate from karana vastu. All the effects are really non-separate from the causal material, causal matter. And Ishvara is the cause, karana for idam sarvam. And therefore, Atma eva idam sarvam, Ishvara idam sarvam. There are two standpoints. When we look at the world, universe, there are two standpoints. One is called the Srishti Drishti Vada. Srishti Drishti Vada or Srishta Drishti Vada. Usually called Srishti Drishti Vada. The Vada, the presentation, the understanding, the method of understanding. What do you see? Drishti. What do you see? What is there? You see what is there. What is Srishta? What is created? What is there? You see. I see the pot. In that means the pot is there. Therefore I see the pot. So in the Srishti Drishti Vada, when we say I see the pot, that means the pot is there. The pot is there, therefore I see. The table is there, therefore I see. Here, the presentation does not stop with that, but then it says, what is this table that I see? Right? What is the table that is seen? And then we go into the karana, karya, vichara. Right? This karyam, table is karyam, and the karanam is wood. Okay. And what is wood? We know, we carry this vichara. Wood is cellulose, we say. For the most part, it is cellulose. And what is cellulose? Etc., etc., we analyze, and finally we say Sat Brahma. So, all that is seen is Sat Brahma. The truth of all this is Sat Brahma. This is the point made by Srishti Drishti Vada. You see what is there. Right? What is there? It is there, therefore you see. And it is there implies Sat Brahma. Leads us to understand that Sat Brahma is the truth of all. Okay. So that way everything is Sat Brahma. The table is there, the book is there, the world is there, sun is there, moon is there. So that means all that is there is Sat Brahma. And also carry it to one's own body. My shariram is there, my mind is there. Therefore it is known, that is perceived, etc. Therefore all this is Sat Brahma. And there is the counter part of this. It is not a different methodology, but it's a counterpart. No? This part and its counterpart. The matching the other side of it. Right? Like even in a coin we have heads and tail. Okay? One side is head, other side is tail usually. Okay? So, like that, that's a counterpart of this method. That is called Drishti Srishti Vadaha. The first one is Srishti Drishti Vada. Right? In that Srishti Drishti Vada, we say it is there, therefore we see. Right? Whereas in the other one, Drishti Srishti Vada, how do we know that there is a part? I see, therefore the part is. The first one, Srishti Drishti Vada, the part is, therefore I see. In the second one, Drishti Srishti Vada, I see, therefore the part is. Okay? See there, it's a counterpart. Here it says that all the part is, what do you mean by that? The part is seen, perceived, right? Touched. I touch the part, I see the part. That means there is this cognition, part cognition. Without that part cognition, gata, jnanam, without part cognition, there is no way of knowing or proving the existence of a part without that thought, part cognition being there. Okay? So, all existence boils down to my cognizing, my knowing its existence. Part is there means I know the part, I see the part. Therefore, all the experiences, all that is perceived boils down to cognition, vritti jnanam, it boils down to that. Okay? So, what is a part? From this standpoint of this Drishti Srishti Vada, all that is only that you see. Right? You see it, therefore it is there. If I close my eyes and there is no part perception, part seeing is not there. Of course, part touch may be there. Suppose I don't touch the part also, then that is not there. Then how will it be known that there is a part? Without my seeing, without anybody seeing, without no seer, right? Without any seer, there is no part cognition. Without part cognition, there is no way of proving that there is a part. Okay? So the part is there, exists, is proven. Sure, it's because of somebody, the seer, seeing the part. Somewhere, I don't exactly know where it is said. Somewhere it is said. Shankaracharya asked this question, not in the Bhashya, somewhere. Suppose there is no seer at all. Okay? Suppose, imagine, no seer, no insect, no living being, no seer at all in this entire universe. Okay? In this whole universe, there is no seer at all. Then, he asked the question, will the universe still be? Will the universe continue to be? Will the universe exist? How to answer this? To say that the universe is, no, the world is. Will the sun still rise in the east? Who is there to see that? There is nobody, right? There is nobody to say that, see that there is sun rising in the east, right? So, the point is that to know something, the existence of something, the seer must be there. Without the seer, how do we know that a thing exists? Right? The seer uses the pramana, eyes, etc. The seer uses the pramana to know the existence of a part. If one person does not see, the other person sees, yes, there is a seer. But suppose there is no seer at all, how do we know that there is a world? How do we know that there is a sun? How do we know that? There is no way of knowing at all. So, this point made is here is to know the existence of something, there must be this knower. It does not, we should not carry this, stretch this too much into. Then some people stretch this to say that everything is projection, mental projection. You see, therefore it is there. Means what? You think it is there, it is there. That means it's just a thought. The thought is just reduced to a thought. No. That means everything is there, it's only a thought. The world is there, you are all sitting. No. Actually, no, none of you are here. Okay, none of you is here. It's only my thought. And so here, so and so sitting there, so and so is there, so and so is there. Just all my thought. No. You are just my thought. There is one ghazal singer. There was one Jagjit Singh. Okay? One of the songs he says, "मैं ख्याल हूँ और किसी का." I am just an idea. Somebody's idea I am. मैं ख्याल हूँ और किसी का. मुझे देखता और something कोई और है. मैं ख्याल हूँ और किसी का. I am just a thought of somebody. A song, nice, interesting song. So just a thought. So therefore thought, everything is only a thought, etc. Feeling, only everything is a thought. That is not what is being said in this prakriya. It's the seer and seen, they are codependent, right? They coexist. The seer and the seen, they exist together. They are an inseparable pair. Without the seer, there is no seen. Without the seen, there is no seer. But then, it's only the standpoint that is presented in this vada. In the drishti sritti vada, it is said that I see, therefore it is. Okay? Some famous French philosopher, I keep forgetting this name of the French philosopher. The fellow said, I think, therefore I am. Ergo, I forget. In Latin something, Latin language, ergo, something, I forget the phrase. Okay. I think, therefore I am. I forget the name of the famous French. Descartes. René Descartes. I think, therefore I am. How do you know that I exist? I think. That my thinking proves that I exist. Suppose I were not to think. In sleep I don't think. Do I don't exist? Do I not exist? Question. So, in the drishti sritti vada, what is said is that the seen is proven by the seer. And the srishti drishti vada, the seer is proven by the seen. There is there, therefore you see. So they are counterpart, they are not to be seen in isolation. They are not independent prakriyas. They are together, they form one prakriya. Okay. In srishti drishti vada, I see, therefore it is. Okay. I see, therefore it is. That means the seer means the chaitanya, the vritti, jnana vritti is there, the cognition is there. Cognition means cognizer is there. Cognizer means the sentiency. Sentiency means chaitanya, consciousness. Okay? So, in the drishti sritti vada, what is said is everything is consciousness. Everything is perceived, felt, used, experienced. Therefore, that means that there is only consciousness, which is Atma, Chaitanya. So, in the Srishti Drishti Vada, it is everything is Sat Brahma, right? And in the Drishti Srishti Vada, everything is Atma, the Chaitanya. That is what is being said. That is the Tatparya of these two Prakriyas. We may come across these two. In fact, many Vedanta Acharyas use this method, and in particular, most of them use Drishti Srishti Vada. I think, I see, therefore it is. They use it. And they arrive at this, Atma Chaitanya. Everything is Atma the Chaitanya. the consciousness. They arrive at this. And we take them together. Sarvam Brahma, Sarvam Sat, everything is Sat Brahma, and everything is Atma the Chaitanyam. Means Atma the Chaitanya is Brahma. Okay, the Sat Brahma. This is the Srishti Drishti Vada and Drishti Srishti Vada here. So this is a prakriya. Okay. Sometimes we find heated arguments between these two schools. Okay. They think these two Vada. They think that this is an isolated, this is a methodology or the method of presenting the truth in isolation, which it is not. We have to take both together. Okay. So Sat Brahma is Atma the Chaitanya, it is said. It is pointed out. Therefore, many a time in our meditations, we go on dwelling, we go inward. That is to say that we focus on ourselves, our thinking, our ideas, our feelings, our experiences, and we go into try to understand the truth of all this. I am the Sakshi, I am the witness, right? I am the Kutastha, I am the unchanging, I am the changeless, I am the Nitya, I am the ever present, I am the invariable, etc. I am the Chaitanya. In the process of meditation, we do that. The Drishti Srishti Vada we take too. It's very common. In Vedanta also we do that. In the Drishti Srishti Vada we do. That does not mean that we dismiss the other side of it, the Srishti Drishti Vada. Right? We also say that everything is Ishvara, everything is Brahma. Therefore, either way you see, you start with the seer or start with the seen, whatever way it is said, it is Atma eva idam sarvam. In the idam sarvam, all this, in this, the Nama Rupa aspect is discounted, and then we look at the content alone, the essence alone. The essence of idam sarvam is Sat Brahma, Atma the Chaitanyam, and therefore Atma eva idam sarvam. Iti, in this way, Ishvara Bhavanaya Bhashakara, by the Ishvara Buddhi, by the understanding that, by the vision, or by deliberately taking to this vision that everything is Ishvara, Īśāvāsyam. Iti, thus Ishvara Bhavanaya Sarvam Tyaktam. The Mithya aspect of it is Tyaktam, is discounted. Like the waveness of the wave is discounted, then what remains is water, the content. Similarly, Sarvam Tyaktam. When everything is Atma, then there is nothing to be owned, right? There is nothing to be owned, nothing to be experienced, nothing to be gotten rid of also. Heya Upadeya Rahitaha Atma. Atma is ever free from something to be gained, something to be lost. Okay? To be gained, to be lost, it is not there. Heya, to be given up, to be lost is not there. And then Upadeya, to be gained, to be acquired, to be added on, it's not there. Okay? So Sarvam Tyaktam. In understanding that I am everything, the smallness, the limitation is all given up. And then all notions about oneself, the doer, enjoyer, that's all given up. I am a samsari, given up. I am a mere jiva, alpa, I am a minuscule jiva entity, individual among infinite others, infinite number of other individuals. I am one tiny speck. That's all the smallness is given up. The smallness or the bigness both belong to the upadhi, the conditioning adjunct limitation, like the body, mind, etc. They do not belong to me, do not belong to Ishvara. Therefore, Sarvam Tyaktam. All the upadhi identification is Tyaktam. One's identification with the body, mind, etc. as the truth of oneself is given up. Sarvam Tyaktam. Ataha Atmanaha eva idam sarvam. Atmanaha Panchami, fifth case. From Atma alone everything comes. Right? Atma is the truth of everything. everything comes from it. Like even the water is the truth of all waves, we can say that from Adhyaha eva idam sarvam, from water alone all these waves come, which is valid, true. So similarly, Atmanaha eva idam sarvam, from Atma alone everything comes. And this Atma is Ishvara, the Lord, God. And Ishvara, this is the Param Brahma, and therefore Brahmanaha eva idam sarvam, Ishvarat eva idam sarvam, it's all fine. Atmanaha eva idam sarvam. This is when the wise person or the spiritual seeker, when the person, for the wise person it is natural for the person to keep this vision. It just stays for the wise person, this vision stays, and therefore in the eyes of the wise person it is all Ishvara alone. It is natural, it is not contrived, it is not deliberate, it is natural for the wise person to look at everything as Ishvara, Brahma, Atma. Okay. So, for the seeker who has to be deliberate in this, that's Bhavana, Bhashyakara mentions, take to this vision deliberately. Like we suggest to ourselves, there is an auto-suggestion, like that we take to it deliberately that everything is Ishvara, everything is myself, I am everything, I am the truth of everything. That way, this is in the Vyavaharika Drishti, when the individual looks at the world and oneself, then it's all, in the Vyavaharika Drishti, everything is Ishvara, everything is Atma, Atmanaha eva, from Atma. From Atma is everything, from Ishvara is everything. This is in the Vyavaharika Drishti. What about the Paramarthiki Drishti? Bhashyakara says that also, Atma eva cha sarvam, everything is Atma only. It is not from Atma, it is Atma. It is Brahma. That is the Paramarthika Drishti. For the wise person, in both Drishtis, that is one and the same, the vision remains. In the Vyavaharika Drishti, in the vision of the relative world, in the vision about the relative world, the Jnani, the wise person, looks at that everything is Ishvara, everything is from Ishvara, everything is pervaded by Ishvara, etc. Everything is pervaded by me, the Atma. In the Paramarthika Drishti, everything is Ishvara, right? Everything is myself, I am everything. So Atma eva idam sarvam. And therefore there is nothing to be owned, possessed, etc. As a process, as an event, there is nothing to be possessed. For fullness, okay? For discovering fullness, for owning fullness, for discovering the innate, limitless freedom, right? For the Shanti, peace, there is nothing to be owned, nothing to be given up. This is the vision. Remember, for Vyavaharika purposes, right, like even taking care of the body, etc., there is need of other things, right? There is a need for the health, for strength, for mind to be peaceful, etc. That's a dependence on these entities are there. That is purely for Vyavaharika purposes. And any of these Vyavaharika transactions do not add to the fullness, nor do they subtract anything from the fullness. Right? This Vyavahara does not add to fullness or take away anything from fullness. It is just limitless, unconditional fullness, freedom. Nothing adds to it, nothing taken away from it. In the Bhashya of this Gita Shloka, Apuryamanam Achala Pratishtam Samudramapa Pravishanti Tadvat Yat Kama Pravishanti Yadvat, etc. So, like even all the streams of water, flowing water, all of them enter the ocean and they become the ocean. Now, Bhashyakara points out here, nothing is the fullness of the ocean, the vastness of the ocean is not added to by these streams flowing in. Nor, suppose the stream does not flow, some little water evaporates from it, still the ocean remains vast. So, water added, water taken away does not make difference to the vastness of the ocean. We should not take it to the macroscopic scale, okay? When all the water in the ocean evaporates, then there is no ocean. We are not talking about that. When the rivers like Ganga, etc. flow into Samudra in the ocean, it remains the same, right? Nothing much added. The vastness remains as it is. When water evaporates from the ocean, still it remains vast. So too all the wishes and all vyavahara merge in the fullness. Later in the 4th chapter also, Bhagavan tells, Sarvam karma akhilam partha jnane parisamapyate. Everything finds its resolution, fulfillment in jnanam. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad it is pointed out that Shrotriyasya kamahata, Shrotriyaha kamahata, the one who is a wise person, for that person all the happiness is available, all the limitless happiness is available. That happiness which is gained by other people by owning something, experiencing something, etc. All that happiness is there for this person in one's own the understanding of owning of infinity, infinite freedom, infinite happiness, unconditional happiness. In that all the conditional happinesses are mere speck in that. Chandogya says, Etasya anandasya anyani bhutani matram upajivanti. Chandogya points out. So in this fullness, all other beings, including devas, including the celestials, including the heavenly entities like Indra, etc., even the gods, Indra, etc., matram upajivanti, their happiness or their fulfillment, their sense of freedom, etc., all that is positional because of the upadhi, all that is only matra, only like a droplet from the ocean. The happiness that is born of possessing something, having something, experiencing something, right? All that is only like a drop of your own innate, limitless happiness, unconditional happiness. And therefore, this for the wise person, this drishti is retained. In the vyavahara also, the paramarthika drishti is retained. So all the vyavahara is only for vyavaharika purposes. They do not add to the sense of owning the fulfillment for the person. Minus vyavahara also, the fulfillment remains the same. With vyavahara or without vyavahara, the fulfillment remains same. Right? Nothing is added, nothing is taken away. Like even, suppose a person, I am sitting, okay. Now later on I stand, okay. What is added to me? Nothing. Only the body position has changed, right? Sitting and standing. But to me, the person, nothing is added, nothing is taken away from me, the person. I am the very same self. Similarly, the presence of any vyavahara or absence of any vyavahara does not add to the sense of owning fulfillment for the wise person. That is why it is said, Atmanaheva idam sarvam, Atmayeva idam sarvam. Ataha, and therefore, Mithya vishayam gridhim ma karshihi. May you not entertain a desire for something which is mithya, which is purely relative. For relative purposes, yes, but it is not for discovering one's own fullness, owning one's own infinite fullness, unconditional fullness. Here this is said for a seeker, a mumukshu it is said, and also the saying, this upadesha, magrudaha, etc. It is for a seeker, for a jignasu it is said. For a wise person, this is natural. na gridhyati. That is, that's natural for the wise person. What is natural for the wise person, a person of wisdom? It is said as something to be practiced, something to be taken to, something to be understood for the seeker. Any sadhana in the spirituality, in the path of spirituality that we see, they are all hallmarks of the wise person, of the accomplished. Right? No? Be kind. Be kind. Be kind is an upadesha, is an advice. And why it is said? Because that is the hallmark. Kindness is the hallmark of a wise person. Be patient. Right? Have patience. Why? Because the patience is the hallmark of the wise person. So all these are all the sadhanas that we see in the Adhyatma Marga, in the spiritual path, the life of spirituality, all the advices, all the suggestions, all the means, all the practices that are suggested, given, they are all the hallmark, the lakshana of the Siddha. This Bhashyakara, remember Bhashyakara says in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, when he talks of, I think he talks about the Siddha Prajna, I think, if I am right. So, Shreyo Marge, in Adhyatma Marge, Siddhasya Lakshanani, Sadhakasya Yatna Sadhyani Bhavanti. Siddhasya Lakshanani, the characteristic, the hallmark of a wise person, these are given as the sadhanas, something to be practiced, things to be followed for the seeker. Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, all that are there, all hallmarks of the wisdom. A wise person is naturally Shanta, Danta, etc. Titikshu, etc. is there. And to accomplish, for a person to accomplish that, these are the means. Through this one can accomplish this wisdom. Okay. Therefore here, Magridaha, Bunjitaha, etc. are given for the sadhaka, because these are the lakshana, very, very characteristic of the wise person. So the wise person does not crave for anything in order to discover happiness, fulfillment. Right? The Jnani Purusha may go about for Viksha, etc. is there, may take a bath, yes, it's all there, that is for the Vyavaharika purposes. They do not add to the fulfillment, to the happiness in any way whatsoever. Nor do they take away anything from the sense of fulfillment. Therefore, here, what is said here as the sadhaka, the means for the sadhaka, indeed is the hallmark of the wise person. And Bhashyakara, in his commentary, he does not make any difference between the sadhaka and the siddha, okay? The practitioner and the accomplished. He does not make much big distinction. In his perception, the sadhaka is as good as a siddha. The practitioner is as good as an accomplished person. Why so? Bhavini vrittya, we say bhavini vritti. Just going to happen, it's just only a matter of time. This fellow will accomplish. This fellow has done the homework, right? Vichara, all that the person has done very clearly. And then the Vyavasayatmika buddhi, the clarity is there, what to seek and with what to seek, the end and the means, the goal and the mean, that clarity is there. And then there are a set of values are in place, and the person is growing in those values. It's only a question of time when the fellow will understand, will own the truth. It's only a question of time. Give some years, give some months, or let us say, give some births. Okay? Few more births, okay. All right. No problem. No problem. So it's going to, this fellow is going to be a jnani anyway, and therefore he doesn't look at, the Bhashyakara doesn't look at them as distinct, different. He doesn't looks at the sadhaka and siddha different. He looks at the same. Mumukshuhu and the Mukta, Bhashyakara looks at the same. Bhavini Vrittya. It's going to happen. It will happen definitely. That is the force. That is the force and the attraction of the clarity one has. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. One's own clarity, one's own nischaya will definitely keep pulling the person, will keep pushing the person, right? Or pushing or pulling the person towards the goal naturally. Also, the pramana, the shastra, the force of the shastra is that it will definitely help the person cross over samsara. Definitely, it will definitely take the person to wisdom. Then only shastra will come to a conclusion. The shastra's work comes to a conclusion. Once the shastra enters the mind of the person, it will definitely do its job. It will do its job. So therefore, if a person takes to shastra, definitely the person will be a mukta in course of time. And therefore, Bhashyakara does not look at the jnani and then the sadhaka any differently. That is how, in fact, the shastra looks up everything as Atma, right? Everything as Brahma, everything as Ishvara. And what is Ishvara? What is Atma? Nitya Mukta, Nitya Purna it is. So it is very much in keeping with the shastra, very much in keeping the drishti, the truth, and therefore Bhashyakara takes to this vision. Bhavini vritti. We do that in Vyavahara also, we do. Like, suppose a person goes to law school, okay, joins law school, okay, and then friends, that fellow's friends and then a family start looking upon the fellow as a lawyer, an advocate, an attorney. It's still a long way to become an attorney, as to study and then go through the academic process and then necessary experience, all that, and then get certified, right, registered, etc., and then becomes an attorney, a lawyer. Maybe some years, but still they start calling him Mr. Attorney or Miss Attorney, lawyer, etc. Right? It's very, very common. Okay? So a fellow joins medical school, medical college, then we call doctor. First year, first day onwards become the doctor. Doctor is at least 7 years, 6-7 years in India, no? 6 years or so. The fellow has to study and then internship, etc. is there. But first day the fellow becomes doctor. You see the bhavana also. The fellow buys a white coat and a stethoscope, and then you see the stethoscope. The feeling is there. It's very healthy. The bhavana is there. I am a doctor. Not yet. I will be for sure. Okay? A healthy attitude, the bhavana. We also call the person doctor. That's the bhavini vritti. Okay? A sadhaka is equated to, looked upon as a siddha in the making. A siddha in the making. That's all. Therefore, Bhashyakara takes it together here. Therefore, here the mantra, this first mantra is a upadesha for the sadhaka, for the seeker, for the mumukshu here. Therefore, the magradaha kasya siddhanam is not for the kami purusha, not for a person who is full of desires, unfulfillment is there, lot of ambition is there to be accomplished in the material world, lot of things are there for the person to accomplish, and then the fellow thinks that by accomplishing so much I will become a big person, I want to be a big shot, known as somebody, etc., etc. No? This magradaha is not for that person. We don't look upon the Shastra as a blanket upadesha for everyone. It is not. Not every part of Shastra is for everybody. There's an adhikari. Right? There's an adhikari here. So the magradaha kasya siddhanam, etc. is for a jignasu, for a mumukshu, not for a kami purusha. And that is why only we need this teaching is necessary. Otherwise, anybody can take the book and then try to read the translation, etc. The fellow will be misled. It will be misled. It has to be seen in, the teaching has to be seen in appropriateness, it has to be seen to whom it is said. When something is said, then the next question should be to whom it is said. It's very important. To whom it is said. It's very important. It is not that every part of the Shastra is meant for everybody. It is not. Like in the Dharma Shastra, not every Dharma Upadesha, the teaching of Dharma to be done, this you do, this you don't do, etc., etc., is not meant for all and sundry. Dharma Upadesha is not for all. It is specific. It's like a physician giving a prescription of a medicine, right? It's not that everybody is given the same prescription, right? What is your problem? Stomachache. Eat metacin, paracetamol, 200 grams, 222, okay? What is your problem? Headache, paracetamol. What is your problem? Ulcer, 222 paracetamol. What is your problem? Backache, 222 paracetamol. Not an universal prescription, right? According to the need of the patient, of the person, medicines are prescribed. Similarly, the sadhanas and then upadesha, the teaching, etc., is all for whom it is said. It's very important. Here, Magradaha is not meant for the Kami Purusha. For that person, the next mantra is going to point out. For a person who has ambitions to fulfill, things to accomplish in the world, make a name, etc., leave a mark, etc., right? For that person, things are going to, the next mantra is going to be said. So here, Magradaha is for a jignasu, for a seeker, for a sadhaka, it is said. Alright. So by this, Magradaha and then Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitaha, Bhashyakara indicated that the renunciation is indicated for that. Remember, there are two types of renunciation. One is, I said, Bhahya, external. That is called Ashrama Sannyasa. Ashrama Sannyasa, taking to that in the ritually, formally renouncing is there, etc. That is there. That is Bhahya Sannyasa, external renunciation. The external, one may take to the indications of the external renunciation, like wearing an orange cloth, etc., a kashaya vastra, etc., ochre robe, etc. It is all there. External it is. That is ashrama sannyasa. And then the other is internal, antara sanya, antara tyaga. That is open for all, available for all. It is for the person who has to take to that, right? Everybody has to, people have to, not everybody, people have to take to that. Antara sannyasa, one can practice, one can do. Sannyasa, remember here, is a giving up of the sense of dependence on having something or not having something for happiness, for freedom, for peace. That's what we give up. We don't want anything. Right? What is that to give up? I can give up what I own. When I understand that I don't own anything, what is that to give up? Kya hai? Tyagne ke liye kya hai? What is that to give up? Like your book, your bag, etc. I give up your bag. I give up your book. And then I give away your purse. It's not mine. What is not mine, how can I give up? Therefore, when nothing is mine, what is that to give up? There is only one thing. My erroneous notions are there. My ideas are there. My false identifications are there. My avidya, my ignorance is there. My delusion, my moha, confusion is there. That is my own, I can say. That I give up. That's all we give up. We give up only our erroneous notions. That's all we give up. That's all there to give up. There is nothing there to give up. You give up your wrong notions, wrong set of values, wrong attitudes, incorrect perceptions, etc. Your ignorance, your confusion, you give up. That's all, you give up. Right? That is the antara sannyasa, antara tyaga. It is good for a person to take to this, if not completely, at least as much as possible. Start somewhere, begin somewhere. The other day, once when they go to this place, Gaya, they give up something. People, when they go to on a pilgrimage to Gaya, Kashi, Gaya, they go. They give up something. I give up carrot. I give up banana. Banana I like. I have a lingering taste for it. I have a taste for it. This I give up. I give up eating banana. I give up eating carrots, like that. They give up one fruit, one vegetable, one leaf, etc. They do that. It's simple. Just to familiarize oneself with giving up. That is to say that giving up of the dependence of one's well-being on something. Depending on something, I am okay, I am fine, I will be happy. That dependence we give up. So therefore, as much as possible, as much as practical one can give up. That is antara tyaga. That is mentioned in the first mantra for the jignasu, for the seeker. Now Bhashyakara introduces the second mantra. Evam atmavidaha putradi yeshanatraya sannyasena atmajnana nishthataya atma rakshitavyaha iti eshaha vedarthaha. Eshaha vedarthaha. This is the meaning of this Veda. Veda here is mantra. Mantra arthaha. This is the meaning of this mantra artha. What is that mantra artha? Atma rakshitavyaha. I am going from the end of the sentence. Back. Going back. Atma rakshitavyaha. Atma is to be safeguarded, protected. Question. Does Atma need protection? When Atma needs to be safeguarded, rakshitavyaha. Atma rakshitavyaha, Atma is poor, Atma depends, helpless Atma, very weak, needs to be protected. No. Here, the vision has to be owned. That is the idea. The truth has to be owned. Atma rakshitavyaha, etc. Okay. And then Bhashyakara presents the context of the second mantra, for whom it is said. That he presents the next sentence. We will continue. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamedachyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.